everybody? You are watching Angling Anarchy. I'm Brian. This week's video, we're going to talk about storing your musky baits and some ideas that you can use to make some cheap, functional storage for your boat. And we'll also take a look at a project that I tackled a couple years ago now. I redid my entire boat, the carpeting and vinyl. And when I was in the midst of doing that, I added some really cool storage to the back. So we're going to talk about that. So let's jump into it. All right, so even if you've only been musky fishing for a little while, you probably know about two of the main types of storage companies, I guess you could say. Lakewood's, which is a fantastic company. Lakewood boxes are awesome. They're expensive though. That being said, I've got a couple of Lakewood boxes and they're great, but I'm going to show you a way to make sort of a Lakewood's box, sort of a just in case. Just in case is another one. Bob makes some of the most fantastic storage boxes that you can stand on that money can buy, but again, they're expensive. So we're going to look at some alternatives, some do-it-yourself stuff that you can do to sort of make a functional musky storage box that you can stand on. So let's start with that. All right, so behind me here, I have a Plano box, and it's just I bought it at Menards. It's kind of a general, just big open storage box, but let me flip the microphone around so you can hear what I'm saying, and I will show you what's going on inside here. What we've got going on here are plastic gutter downspouts that I cut to the right height so that it butts up against the top end of that case. Kind of see what's going on there. So when I put this top back on here, I weigh 200 pounds. Well, that's being generous. Probably more like 220. But regardless, 200 plus pounds. When I put the top back on here, I can stand on it with no problem. So you can place that, you could put that in the corner here and have that as an extension of your deck. Stand on it and have plenty of storage. So these are the bigger sizes of the gutter downspouts. I have another one over here. It's all the smaller size. Perfect for mid-medusas, crankbaits, bucktails, that sort of thing. And one thing I did is if you take a plastic, I think this is like a kid's clothes hanger, and just cut it off so you have a little hook. Now if a bait falls down, you've got a hook to pull it out with. So that's something you can do. And I did the same thing with this one. They're at just the right height so that the top of that box, well here, I can show you. No problem. All right, so like I was saying, if you put it down here, it's a little bit higher than the deck, but it's almost the same height, so you can, as I said, use it almost as an extension of your deck. That's some cool storage that you can take in and out of the boat. You can take it in your buddy's boat, that sort of thing. The next thing I'm going to move on to is some permanent storage that I added when I redid the carpeting and the vinyl in the boat. And well, here, I've got a time lapse of me putting it together, so I'll just show you that. So this is the finished product. The back deck used to come to right here. So we've added all this storage, and we'll take a look at what it looks like. So on the sides, I did the same thing with the gutter downspouts. Have nice hanging storage, keeps your baits nice and dry, especially for plastic baits. One of the worst things you can do for like a Medusa or a Bulldog or any sort of plastic bait is put it into a 3700 box, because the tail and the wings on the side and all that stuff can get screwed up sitting in a box. So hanging them is one of the best ways to do it. The center parts I left open for 3700 boxes, and just so happens my drone fits over here, so that's kind of cool. And this type of storage is something you could do in any compartment you have in the boat. You know, if there's a live well you don't use or a compartment you don't use, I mean, fill them up with some hanging storage. Best way to store baits, man. So as far as overflow storage goes, you know, stuff that you're not going to have in the boat, you can just get, you know, I've just got scrap pieces of wood from when the house was built and cut them into little strips, so I can, you know, anything that's not going to be in the boat with me, I can just hang up on the wall, get it up and out of the way. And again, this is the best way to hang to store your plastic baits. If you start shoving them in boxes and, you know, the tail starts getting crimped up, or these side wings, you know, the bait is going to run funky probably. So this is by far the best way to store your plastic baits, and it just gets everything up out of the way. One more thing that I did, just with kind of scraps that were laying around, was to build my own little pedestal box. I got a Lake Woods box. It's old as the hills, but it keeps on kicking. So these Lake Woods pedestal boxes are really cool. Just In Case makes one as well, and they are really cool also. But just with some pieces of wood laying around and a couple of the downspouts, got a hole in the bottom there. So this will actually sit on my pedestal, and it's just more pedestal storage that you can use. That is how I store my baits. I hope this is helpful, and I hope this is the last time I have to come to you from the garage here. We'll be fishing very soon. In fact, a week from now, we will be in Tennessee fishing Milton Hill Reservoir, and, you know, gosh, I hope we can get a couple fish down there. And then when we get back up to southern Wisconsin, it'll be go time for panfish, walleyes, that sort of thing. Lake Michigan. I can't wait to get fishing this summer, and can't wait to share it with you. So if you would be so kind, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff. We will talk to you later.